NewMusicNow is a startup that has developed a solution for musicians to work with scores in a way that they don't need to interact as much as they do today using traditional paper scores or even the digital ones in the format of typically PDFs. We have developed a solution that is automatically scrolls score in front of the eyes of the performer without having to interact with this, just by listening to the music and moving the score accordingly to the performance. Something that is difficult to grasp for many people, that is probably the most relevant innovation, is that we bring up a new format to work, new digital format to work with music that is pageless. We break with the concept of the page. Well, IP is at the foundation. I mean, without IP, actually, we wouldn't be able to do what we are doing. We won't be sustainable in a long time because the solution that we provide is not technically very difficult to copy. But since we have patent protection, this is the way we are actually able to advance in the market without the intrusion of competitors. Right? So that is at the base of from the very beginning. We identified IP as a solid foundation for the growth of the company. Yeah, it's true, and it's sad that the fact that SMEs lack the resources to manage IP properly. And sometimes it's a tragedy because if you don't manage IP from the beginning, like intangible assets in general, you may lose them very easily. So they must be aware somehow. I mean, the IPR Helpdesk is a great resource to make people aware, to make SMEs in particular aware of the importance of managing these intellectual assets from the beginning, because if you don't do it, it may be too late, and sometimes sadly it's too late. It's a long-term solution because it's generating a culture, and that's always long-term, that many people realize that the importance of those intangible assets, and that comes from their education system teaching people about intellectual property in the technical degrees in particular, but in any degree. Society at large must be also aware of that, so that when people come after their studies and create a company, a lot of the work is already done. So there is not immediate solution, I'm afraid. I mean, I've been working with this issue for the last 25 years, and there's no quick solution. I mean, I go every day. I go to SMEs and I find the same story, and I have to start all over, start from the beginning. That it's education and. Well, the first thing is to be able to manage something, but intellectual assets in particular, you must be aware of them. The first thing that you need to do is an inventory of your intangible assets. It's very easy to make inventory of things that we see. It's very easy to make inventory of tangible assets. Your buildings, your machines, your equipment. The intangible assets, because of their nature, are invisible and difficult to bring up to realize that you have them. There are tools. I mean, you have a tool for such things, to perform an inventory. You also use another tools that For instance, the Spanish Patent Office have a questionnaire in Spanish that, in terms of dealing with Spanish companies, is very useful. But that's the first thing. I mean, bring up to the view of the companies, the managers of the company, the fact that they have something very valuable that may be invisible, and they need to make it visible. Yeah, the other recurrent issue with SMEs, and that also for large companies as well, and not only for SMEs, for research institutions, for universities, is know your state of the art. People don't know really the state of the art because of most people are not aware of the patent databases and the information, the important information, technical information, but also business information that is there. But speaking of technical information, I mean, people that neglect, and most people neglect the information in patent databases. They ignore the state of the art. Therefore, again and again, we keep reinventing the wheel and spend valuable resources in doing things that we shouldn't be doing.